All right, what is up? This is the fifth uh official Team Fish Taco podcast. We lost one of our sponsors. They sucked anyway, so I don't know who they were or who our top favorite sponsor is, but go team.
It's not them.
Uh,
Not anymore.
it is not them. All right. Joining us today is myself, the host, Zach, also known as Postal Jeebus.
And I am Richard, also known as Beholden Yeti. We have
I'm Mickey. I'm bringing him.
And we have a special guest, never before seen on Team Fish Taco.
Surprise.
Actually, he's been in like 3 of our videos.
A couple of videos, yeah.
Yeah, didn't even know he was in our videos. Didn't ask for permission or nothing. Just put in there.
Sweet.
Dude, so first off, happy birthday to Richard, right? Richard.
Happy birthday, Richard.
Happy birthday, Richard.
Spoiled little
Thank you.
bitch with a birthday. And congratulations to Rodney for winning best ever project ever existence in the fucking senior design fair.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Good job, dude.
You got
Thanks,
a
man.
plaque and everything.
What?
How's it
Sick.
feel? How's it
Real-
feel to fucking
real-
drag 2 fish up a mountain and get rewarded for it?
A lot of relief that the pain is now gone.
God, I
You
would
sound
imagine.
really fucking sick.
I am. My voice is super hoarse from talking to all those judges. I'm super tired. I haven't had any sleep in like the past week, but I'm here for my friends at TFT, so don't worry.
Yeah,
Hell yeah. All
At
right.
least we appreciate it.
No
Well-
problem.
Today is April 13th, 2019. The time for Eastern Standard is 7:24. We'll go to this day in history. I've never actually looked up what happened on my birthday, so it's interesting.
Mine's around the same time Pearl Harbor happened.
All right, in 1919, British troops massacred around 400 unarmed civilians in India. We're kicking it off with one of these.
Hey,
To a strong
those
start.
are fake Americans, so we don't have
Off to a strong start.
Hey, those are like the pseudo Americans. That's whatever. We're not affiliated. We're not bad guys. They are.
The British. Brigadier General Reginald Dwyer ordered his men to
Brigadier?
shoot into the crowd, in his own words, to punish the Indians for disobedience. The Indian
Oh, there's a Pink
independence
Floyd song
movement
about
grew
that.
considerably after the Amritsar massacre. Wow. That sucks. Alright, jump ahead a little bit. 1960, the world's first satellite navigation system is launched. Transit 1B was primarily used by the U.S. Navy to update the navigation systems aboard their Polaris submarines. In 1970, an oxygen tank explodes on Apollo 13, leaving the spacecraft crippled. I didn't know that happened around this time. That's kind of
I
cool.
know. I didn't think about it. Yeah.
The Apollo 13 disaster was pretty rough.
The emergency
So,
prompted Jack Swiggert's famous quote, "Houston, we've had a problem."
We have a problem.
It says we've had, but I think it's just we had, right?
We have a problem.
Yeah,
as
I
in
guess
currently.
they probably worded it wrong here. The crew managed to
Yeah.
return to Earth safely. That is good. And in 1997, the day I was born, Tiger Woods became the youngest ever golfer to win the Masters tournament. The then 21-year-old sportsman was also the first person of African heritage to win a major golf title. Tiger Woods is considered one of the most successful golfers of all time. No, he's making a comeback now. Apparently, he's like...
Yeah, he's old as shit and he's not winning anymore.
He's about
But-
to win this one 22 years later.
Bullshit, he's about to win.
He's fucking like... I don't-
Rodney, you follow golf.
Yeah, I do.
You think Tiger's gonna win? Cause I'm betting
Well,
highly against
he's in
that.
second place, tied right now for Fanu
Mhm.
now. So he's
Yeah,
five
he's
back.
not gonna
He's
win.
only one back from the. He's two back from the lead right now, I think.
Well, the last
I
one's
don't think he's
tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I think they play for the $11 million tomorrow.
Huh. I only know this because my dad and my family like keep track of the golf shit. Like,
I tell you what, if he wins tomorrow, put in the description I was wrong.
Okay.
I'll gladly admit that.
All right.
First ever picture of a black hole, and I thought that was fucking
Bro.
awesome.
I don't fuck with that.
Yeah, I didn't bother looking up the galaxy it's in or the name of it. It starts with an M. Didn't want to bother trying to.
Milky
fuck
Way?
that.
Was it? No. It wasn't M87, was it? I thought it was Mirai.
I'm pretty.
Who fucking knows? Anyways, I thought that shit was pretty amazing. My favorite part about the whole thing is the way they transferred the data. Is they they put over 1,000 pounds of drives on a plane and flew it because it was faster than trying to transfer it through the internet.
That is pretty cool.
Wait.
Didn't that one girl, she wrote the entire algorithm.
No. She wrote the theory for the
She wrote
algorithm,
the theory. Gotcha.
and then I'm pretty sure she implemented it. I think her name is Katie
Yeah.
Bowman.
Yeah, I think so. Because what I read was she implemented the
Fucking
entire
smart
algorithm,
cookie.
threw it on all the drives, and then they flew it like you said because they didn't want to wait.
Well, I mean,
all of it.
let's put it this way: if they had 1 gigabyte per second upload speed, each of those drives is a minimum of like a terabyte.
Yeah, I think they said it was like I think it was like a 2 terabyte drive, and they had like 20 drives. So
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
there was more than 20 because it was 1,000 pounds. All
I
the
was
drives together.
the ones that she worked on, I think it was only like 20 or so.
Yeah, maybe that was her algorithm. Can you imagine fucking creating a big algorithm?
40 terabytes of 40 terabytes of data to be processed is a lot.
Yeah. I think NASA gets 11 terabyte per second download in their base, and they still thought it was easier to fly. So that's something.
Yeah, that's crazy.
My bad, gigabyte. Not. I didn't mean.
No, I understand what you meant.
Okay. So I just thought that was really interesting. What do you two think?
Yeah, I think I actually didn't know that we didn't have a picture of one yet. Like I just
Yeah, no,
I
I
it's
guess
always
really
thought we
hard.
did.
yeah I did too. Because I just assumed like everyone's seen like simulations of what they look like
Yeah,
and
we
shit.
have
Like
hundreds of simulations, but it's really hard to take a picture of something that absorbs light.
Good point.
Yeah.
how do they?
yeah.
Okay, well how do they know it's a black hole?
Well, they use the Event Horizon
Mirrors.
telescope, and it's a massive optical telescope that uses mirrors, like Zach said. And they pointed over at M87, and they just found this massive blob of light, but in the middle of the blob of light, there's just nothing.
Yeah, so that is one thing. Everyone sees the zoomed out or the zoomed in version. If you zoom out, it's literally like if it's like someone spilled yellow paint and there's a little drain. And it's like if you look at the drain, it's like a bubble in a 2D play in the 2D plane.
Do we know what's on the other side?
Fuck no.
That's a lot more theory to do.
Yeah, no. God, you could ask 1,000 scientists and get 1,000 answers.
Really?
Different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because we don't know. We didn't even know, like, that they even existed until we had Einstein deliver a shit ton of theories about them. Because everyone's like, "What, bruh? That doesn't make any sense." And then we saw like
Do they
planet
move? How
being
do they
pulled
work?
somewhere. And we're like, "What? What do you mean? How do they work?"
Like,
In what sense?
can they move? Like,
Black
can
holes.
They don't move. They just get
appear?
bigger.
They
the
just
actual singularity point of a black hole can move, but most of the time it doesn't really, because everything in the universe is moving. It just
Well,
relative to everything
yeah.
around it, it's just sucking everything towards it once it crosses the event horizon.
It's like a big star, but instead of trying to just keep things in an orbit around it, it's trying to eat it.
Yeah, it's when a blue star collapses on itself.
Or something
from
with the
having
weight of
its
a blue
mass.
star.
Yeah, it has to have one above a couple solar masses, collapses on itself. The immense gravity continues to make it collapse on itself, and anything that passes the event horizon is eventually sucked in, and the gravity pull is so strong that light can't escape it, which is why there's a giant like black hole, quote unquote, in the middle of it, because you can see all the light being warped around the edge of it, the event horizon, but as soon as it crosses, there's no light.
Another thing that's interesting is that one's 500 million light years away. So we're looking at it 500 million light years in the past. So we have no
That's
clue
true.
how big it is
now.
right now.
That's so
Yeah.
interesting, man. I love space.
It's also cool because we decided that one was easier to take a picture of than the one inside of our galaxy.
Yeah, how, like, we know that one's there. Can we just go look at it?
Well, there's a lot of shit in our galaxy, and it's hard to get a straight view for like a month. Because
for optical, it's really hard to get the gain set to where you don't pick up any ambient light from anything else. Whereas if you look way off in the distance, you can find something that's not crossed by any kind of light stream.
yeah, and we got a lot of fucking stars in our galaxy, which is pretty cool. But I just thought that was super awesome.
Ours
I thought
has
that
a
was really...
sleep, isn't it?
Ours is what?
Our black hole is asleep. Like aren't they called like super black holes at the middle of each galaxy?
Super black hole, from what I remember, is determined on the mass of the black hole.
Yeah, I don't know
That
much
makes
about that,
sense.
so I can't throw in.
I don't fuck with space.
That's pretty
I
wise.
just remember from my middle school science class, like he was really into space, and he like kind of like half of the year we talked about shit that happened in space, and I always thought it was interesting. But like he said, ours was asleep right now. I didn't know they could like go to sleep.
Well,
Maybe
when a black hole forms, they're
diminished.
always operational because the one they take a picture of in M87 is a supermassive. So
That is a big black hole?
yeah, it is supermassive.
Yeah, it looks big. How big can they get? Just infinite?
The universe?
I know
So
that the
theoretically-
mass of a supermassive is like, I think it's like 7 times 10 to the 9th mass, like solar mass of the sun. So that's
That's
a lot of
rated
zeros.
It's rated in AUs as well, not in fucking tons.
Yeah.
So theoretically,
solar masses.
eventually, like one day in the far, far future, the black hole will eat everything.
Well, we have no fucking clue. We don't know if they die out. We don't know if they suddenly stop. We don't know if they can consume each other and cancel each other. We literally have no clue what the hell they do. We fucking just learned about them, like, not even 100 years ago.
Because here's a crazy fact.
Gravitational.
The actual density of the entire black hole can be less dense than water.
Wow.
I didn't even know that. That's really fucking... That's wonky.
Is that crazy?
That's
Yeah.
wonky. I don't know. But the chicken figured out smart cookie.
Yeah, honestly, like that's insane. I mean, the picture sucks ass, but yeah, it's
God.
Are you
Gra-
fucking
gra-
kidding me?
a productive step towards.
That's because
the
you're
future
looking
of
at
space.
something literally 500 million light years away.
I thought it was
It's
just
literally
5
like
million.
you pull out your fucking phone and take a picture of me in my house on a different state than you, between water, and you see me in my house, and it's like a fucking 8-bit, and you're like, what a shit picture.
God, Richard, technology has spoiled you.
Yeah, you're a bitch.
No, I'm just. Excuse you. There's no,
No,
need for
Don't worry,
name
Richard. I
calling
don't
here.
think so.
Thank you, Rodney.
No problem, man.
Dude, but did you see the zoomed out version? Because that's not that bad. It's very nice.
There's a zoomed
Also,
out.
the simulations look really great.
Simulations look Gucci. Wasn't there a movie that like where one ate a planet?
Probably.
Like
There's
I
been
think
a lot
I
of
think it was
movies.
one of the Star Trek movies, like one of the recent ones where the one like developed inside the planet and just yoink, like the whole planet got consumed.
I mean, there was one where there's a Star Trek like episodes or series or whatever where there's like a living planet that just kind of ate other planets. I'm pretty sure that was a thing. I could be pulling that out of my ass, but anyways, a new thing, supposedly, allegedly, perhaps, maybe, Amazon has been paying employees to listen to people's Alexas.
Huh.
That was funny as crap.
See, I don't trust that shit either.
I don't
Yeah, but
trust
like,
that.
here's the thing. That's an awesome job. You just kind of sit there and listen to people's conversations just
Yeah,
all
but
day, just kind of
boring.
doing
It's a
whatever.
breach of privacy, bro.
Well, I guess it wouldn't be boring because it'd be
No, it's
interesting to
not. You
see
pay
what
for that.
people would fucking do.
Hey, Wiretap, how's it going?
Yeah, dude, I wave hello to my FBI man every day.
when you if you have the new iPhones, all it does is like look at your face and determine. So
Yeah.
and then
Ugh.
you're in. So every time I go unlock my shit, you give a little wave to the guy behind it looking at me.
I wonder what kind of clearance you need for that, because that's like
For
That's
iPhone
private
stuff,
information,
Amazon
right?
stuff.
Amazon stuff.
Probably within
You
their
think-
company, it's probably a pretty sizable chunk
When
of
you're a
change.
billion-dollar fucking company, I don't think it like matters. Like I think.
Well, no, it 100% matters clearance wise. But like, here's my thing: is you can't just hire a random homeless schmuck to listen to people's conversations,
Oh, I'm sure you.
right?
Need, like,
Because people talk about some fucked up stuff. Sometimes like I'll talk about like my bank account or whatever with my mom and whatever. And
so they got
you
trust that you won't fuck them
can't
over.
just trust literally anyone to be like, oh yeah, that guy said his bank account was 4487 and his PIN was 11111. Yeah, I'll take that to heart. I won't. No, I won't go in and enter his bank account and take $400,000 out.
Because you guys heard about the whole thing where a guy and his wife were sitting on their couch, and they had an Alexa in the living room. She was talking to his wife, and he's like, "Hey, hopefully we can get some cat food soon." They didn't search anything of it. They didn't search their phones. They didn't search their computer. They didn't do anything, and they got ads for cat food the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit happens
saw
all the
that.
time.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
freaking creepy, man.
I talked about this on the last podcast because Facebook uses the same shit, and
Yeah.
that's how they get. That's
so
what
does
those
your
cookies
fucking
are.
phone and shit.
Well, yeah, it's
Or like
personalized
Google,
marketing.
right?
Oh yeah, Google does it too. But
Because
like
I watched
everyone
a video
does
where
it.
this guy tested it. Like he showed us like a picture of what he was gonna talk about, and then he talked about it for like a minute, and then he refreshed his page a couple times, and then all of a sudden there was ads for it.
Yeah, because the company that does it the best is the company that gets the most marketing. You know, if you could find out 100% of the time when someone's going to go buy Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola will pay you a lot of money
Yes, sir.
to give their ads to the right person. You know, so I don't blame them. I mean, I do and I don't, right? You're a genius for figuring that out. Fuck you for doing it.
Yeah, for a business, it's profitable. But for the customer, it's like, hey, you know, you're kind of breaching my privacy 24/7. But I guess I put it in my home, so.
I mean, the other thing is like sometimes you want it, right? If I really want to buy cat food for my cat, whatever, and I'm like, fuck, you know, I don't know where to buy it, and I get an ad saying Amazon Prime will deliver it, or there's a store within 5 miles of you. It's right here. You've never been there. It's like, oh, well, that's actually helpful, I guess.
Mhm.
So, you know, but Disney has their own streaming service. I don't know if you guys have heard about that. Disney has their own like Netflix kind of thing.
That doesn't surprise me.
It's starting up, and they're making exclusives.
Yes,
Want to guess what kind of exclusives, Richard?
Fuck. Like.
Star Wars.
Okay, that's what I figured.
TV show.
Hell
What do you-
yeah.
So like, you can't watch Star Wars anywhere else but here unless you go out and buy it.
Yup.
Because right now Netflix has a bunch of the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
gonna be gone.
Yeah, I'm
Which
not
I'm
sure if they're-
surprised because Netflix had never, before Rogue One, because I checked for The Force Awakens and it never came out. Rogue One was the first one that first Star Wars movie that made it to Netflix. And then they added Jedi and now there's Solo on there. I think they took away the other one too, like as more came out. Because that's usually how Marvel handles their shit too. Like they'll put their new movie on there once it goes to DVD or whatever, and then they'll put the next one on there, but then they'll take away one of the older ones. They'll have like a consistency of like about 3 or 4 movies of theirs on there at a time, but as more movies come out, they take away the older ones, which I thought was kind of interesting, but still, if I want to watch some old like the first Iron Man, I gotta go do it illegally, because I'm not gonna pay for that shit.
But we don't do anything illegally, and we would never condone as
Absolutely
such.
not.
Yeah, for legal reasons, that's a joke.
I only do
Thanks,
things that are legal.
Yeah. I don't believe you, Mickey.
I don't either.
Lock him up. Anyways, so I thought I'd also share. Oh, go ahead.
Could I add one thing? What do you guys think about the price point?
I don't know the price,
Oh,
but I know it's gonna be fucking agree. Oh no, that's right. It was $6, right?
Yeah, it was
What-
$6.99
What is this?
for their base. Netflix's base is $9 or $8.99, and then Amazon's is $8.99.
Yeah, I
So
thought
they
I
beat 'em out by
appreciated that because it's a
$3.
competition, and we can actually maybe have a competitive market before it just turns into
Monopolies.
an ISP series again,
Yeah.
where they all band together and fuck you in the ass as much as possible. Oh, God. But some interesting fact I wanted to point out. Here's I guess it's a question. Do you guys know why they've suddenly been doing all the live action old movies?
Mm-mm.
No,
There's a very specific reason.
Why?
Live action
Because they-
what?
So you know how the live action Dumbo live action?
Lion King.
Lion
Okay,
King.
yeah. Why?
You know why? Because they had their copyright only lasted 80 years, and they had to either release new content for it, or they had to give up the copyright. So they just recreated it so they could extend their
Bruh.
copyright.
I did not know that.
This
I didn't
is
even-
the case for a lot of stuff. Like I think one of the, if I'm not mistaken, because I follow a lot of horror movies like lately, one of the slashers movies, I believe it was one of the Halloweens. They were about to lose their fucking rights to it, but then they're like, oh wait, no, we'll just make another movie real quick.
Is that why
Yeah,
they made the
that's how you
2018
extend it.
version?
No,
Yep.
no. A
Oh,
different
okay.
company made the 2018 version than the last
Oh.
few, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's why they did the remake, however, because somebody else wanted to do something with it, and like 1 year like left on the list. They're like, oh, remake the franchise or something
Yeah,
like
that's-
that. I
that's
may
why
not
most
have
remakes
that
come out.
100% right, but it went along something like that.
I think George Lucas did the same thing, because I'm pretty sure he remade the first 3 movies just so he could keep that copyright. But I don't know if it was exactly for that reason.
I don't think
But I do
so.
know that Disney most likely is for that reason, because Disney is
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
they're not
All
stupid.
about that money.
They're fucking good at it. I gotta.
Mm-hmm. What
but-
company are they trying to buy out? 20th Century, right?
They went through
Probably.
with it. It's official.
Oh, they are getting it.
Yeah, they got it.
So what is that? What big franchises does that give them access
That
to?
allows them to actually say the word mutant in all the X-Men stuff in Marvel MCU now.
Wait, they didn't have the rights for the word
No.
mutant?
No.
No, they didn't.
That's insane. I'd never
Yep.
noticed that.
So now Wolverine, all those people can be in Marvel movies.
But I feel like that's fucked because those movies are still going on in their own universes.
So yeah, so now that
Yeah,
they've
same
bought
thing
them
with
out, they're
Guardians.
basically going to merge the timelines, I think, and like make everything into one cohesive.
Oh
Plot
god,
line.
that's gonna get fucked. Because I don't watch
Yeah.
any of the X-Men movies, but I do watch the MCU movies.
Let me tell you, there's literally it started off pretty okay, and then they were like, "Fuck it, let's throw in the chick who can just kind of break reality because she thinks a little bit too hard."
Yeah, I know there's
Well,
like time
well,
traveling and bullshit.
loves
And...
Logan.
Yeah, there's an entire alternate timeline.
Well, she loves
Jesus.
Logan, so she doesn't kill the world because he's in it.
Basically,
There's also a scene where she like disassembles him, but he's just like, "Yeah, don't hurt me," and she's like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry." Then you got the other kid who just
Aren't
kind of makes
most of
all the
them-
other mutants worthless.
I've
That
seen
guy's-
Last Stand and I've seen the second one, but aren't most of them kind of bad? Like I know Last Stand is considered bad. Logan was good, right? I never
Logan
saw that
was
one.
was probably one of the best movies I've seen in a while. Hugh Jackman crushed it.
Do you think
Like, it
Deadpool
was
counts
super
as those?
good.
Because
So
Deadpool was good.
Deadpool's actually a Marvel movie,
Ironically,
like by Disney. So-
Ironic.
Really? I thought no. I
Yeah.
thought they had it. I thought Fox had Deadpool.
Oh,
Not
I can double
anymore.
check. I can double check, but currently they're all under one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now-
now it doesn't
now.
matter. As of 2019, it is
Yeah.
Disney.
Richard, you're right. It was a Fox movie.
Yeah, because Deadpool was in
Yeah.
one of a couple of the fucking. Because
Yeah.
there was that stupid scene. I've seen the scene where he had. It
Where he
was
teleports
Ryan
from the
Reynolds.
reactor?
Where he was
had.
drawn on by Expo marker.
Yeah.
There's the one where he also teleports around the reactor, like the very first starting of the remakes for those movie franchises.
Hmm.
Because like they literally got Ryan Reynolds and then just shoved the mask on his face and they're like, "Here you go, you're playing the rest of the movie like this now."
Interesting. Well,
And but I don't know. I don't really care. I'm not really a big superhero movie kind of person.
I wasn't until I will say this because I watched Iron Man in theaters like in 2008 and I loved it. But once I got to the first Avengers movie, I loved it, but I never really got past it. And every single movie came out, and it was just getting more and more, and there was TV shows, and I was like, yeah, I'm never fucking watching any of this shit. But the trailer for Infinity War, and I didn't see any of the Guardians movies either, but the first Infinity War trailer was so fucking good. I was like, all right, you know what? Sure, I'll go give them all a try. And it was fun watching all of these movies back to back in order, and then it was right before Infinity War came out, so I thought
Nice, man.
that was pretty fun catching up on all that. Now, however, I'm not gonna go around and do the X-Men franchise because that sounds like way too fucking complicated.
That is a
And-
lot.
And I know most of the DC movies suck, so I feel like I'm not gonna fuck around with those. So
On a side note, now that Disney owns Fox, the Alien Hive Queen is officially a Disney princess.
who?
No way!
I mean,
Are you serious?
Wait,
yeah, they
from-
have aliens too. That's part
from
of
Aliens?
Fox.
Holy
Xenomorph.
moly! Holy
Yeah.
moly!
Oh my god.
Part
Disney's
of
gonna
Fox,
rule
is
the
it not?
world one day, dude.
Holy crap, dude, you're right. The Xenomorph is a freaking Disney princess now.
Yeah. I mean, if Leia's a Disney princess, it's only fair.
Oh man.
That's actually awesome.
She needs some makeup, dude. That's all I'm saying.
Bro.
Wow, that's interesting. That gives them a lot of shit now. God, how
I-
much money
Here's
are
the
they
real
worth?
question is, now I'm not going to deny Disney's going to be a competitor to rule the world, but who do you think is going to win, Disney or Google? Because I'm personally
Wow.
putting all my stocks for Google.
I think I'm
It might be
Team
between
Google
Amazon
as well.
and Disney, honestly.
Well, Disney only rules media. Google runs all the backside shit. If Google says fuck you and cuts out the internet for everything Disney owns, Disney's in a little bit of a stinker.
Unless
Yeah, they
Disney
can't-
makes their own counter to Google, which
Yeah, because Google
could
Google
happen
doesn't-
in the future. I feel like somebody will try something. Because I don't think Google and YouTube will be our fucking go-to shit forever. There's no way. There's no way somebody else doesn't bring something up.
Well, YouTube's more people watch any sort of YouTube than they do movies or TV shows.
Yeah, I know.
Another note is Google also has like almost a pure monopoly on house marketed products. Like they own a shit ton of fire alarms. They own a shit ton of like carbon monoxide detectors. Fucking door brands. It's insane. If you like look on the shit that Alphabet owns, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, Alphabet's pretty big, but their ISP realm is not as big as AT&T or Spectrum, though.
Yeah, but they could
So
buy
they at
those.
least are. That'll
What-
be a dangerous time.
That'll be
I
the
think they'll-
biggest.
they'll
That'll be the
get
power
anti-
move.
They'll get antitrusted if I think that they acquire those two because there's so
Mhm.
little competition.
What do you think, Mickey? Disney or Google? Which one will come out on top?
Google.
Which one do you
think?
want to come out on top?
Google.
I think I'm on Mickey's side. I think Google is probably the way to go.
Mickey's side. Are you kidding me? I started this advocation. Anyways, Google Fiber. Bam.
Yeah,
We already
checkmate.
got ours.
Checkmate,
where's my
Mickey
Google
Mouse.
Fiber, dude. Where's my fucking Silver Valley fiber?
I'm surprised they haven't made another Disney World or land or somewhere else other than
Well,
Florida and California.
they've been they made one in China like a year or two ago, and they're making literal barge full of money off of it. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, because it's the American experience.
In China, yeah, it's
Wow.
in Shanghai.
How much
Speaking
money
of
is Disney worth?
more than we can count in our lifetimes. But speaking of China, some Chinese exchange students that were in America
That's it?
fucking scammed Apple out of $900K.
Yeah, that was.
That are in
that was
America?
pretty rough.
They were in America. They went back to China.
Oh, so
I
they
believe.
can't go get them?
I mean, even if they could, they really can't do a lot. Because what happened is they were in America too. I believe they were studying and getting a degree, and they made a iPhone knockoff that was apparently good enough to fool Apple. So they sent one in, saying, "Okay, my iPhone doesn't work," and Apple's like, "All right, well, here's your replacement. It falls under your warranty." So they did that about 132,000 more times.
Yep.
Yeah, it was between I think it was only like two main perpetrators, and
Yeah,
they
it
did
was
that.
2
God.
students.
Yeah, they got over 100,000 iPhones and just sold them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Apple lost $900,000 on that, which to them is like a drop
Yeah,
in the
that's like
bucket.
nothing.
But to the employees in the stores that
Oh yeah.
like checked
so-
that and approved it, That's a lot of sadness.
That is a lot of money for them.
Well, yeah. Imagine if your store you get like suddenly you get 45 phones and you're like, what the hell? I'll ship these off, and then you get phones back and you mail it to the guy, and then you find out that every phone you just got was a scam. It's
And
like,
all those customers have to come back for a refund.
well, no, it's not even the customers. It's the guys that work there. The company's like, well, fuck you. You couldn't detect a fake. Your store is gone.
Wait, that it really happened?
I mean, that's a possibility.
Oh, 'cause
I
I read
don't know
I
how
read
to
about
know.
it that they were like once the phones were exchanged to the stores, that people would come in for replacements, and then what some people heard about it and were like, "Oh, I'm gonna try to capitalize and get a free phone," claiming mine was messed with. So they tampered with their own iPhone to make it look like it was fake to try to get a new one, and they didn't turn out so well in the long run.
Yeah, because Apple's after you fool them and they figure it out, it's like, all right, buddy, here's $1 million. Someone fix this. Yeah, that's pretty crazy though.
Yeah.
It was a pretty interesting week. Everywhere from space to a company losing almost $1 million.
Yeah. What else we got?
I mean, I was just gonna try to keep this short because you wanted to
I want
end
to
it
go for a
around
little bit
8,
longer.
So yeah, you want to
Uh,
go for longer?
Well-
Okay.
What? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I know that the Shanghai Disney thing that we were talking about earlier,
Mm-hmm.
they make, from what I've read a little bit ago, their revenue has been, their last reported revenue was up 33% to $2.3 billion. So there's just some context for how much that amusement park is making for them. So
Yeah, that's a lot. I wonder how much of it is unreported though.
I know their
that's a good question.
total like financials they reported, their company revenue was up 40% to $12 billion per year. So that's a lot of money.
So another topic that I personally find important. They're trying to reinstate the Obama era of net neutrality. So
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
that's what they're trying to reinstate. I don't know
Gang,
how
gang.
far that'll go because we recently did get net neutrality back, so they're trying to continuously revert it.
Back
Oh,
to
until
where,
we actually
when it was Gucci.
Well, until when people didn't complain about it nonstop, yeah. Like there were so many complaints on the FCC or FTC forums and everything like that that it like crashed a site the first time net neutrality was trying to be tarnished. You know, there's a lot of flood of people just sending hate mail, spam, petitions, nonstop. So
Oh, I'm sure.
so the government's gonna try to do us one favor so that they look great and we don't have to yell at them about all the other shit they're doing.
Yeah.
Good job, government. That's the trick, though. You piss. So let's say you do 10 things wrong. You piss someone off. You do something nice out of the goodness of your heart. You know, the number one thing they were suddenly
They might
half of them are
overlook it.
like, all right, you're not that bad. But the other 9 things, you'd be like, you just get away with it.
That's what's going on right now with the new Star Wars trailer. Fucking, you had more than half of the fan base of Star Wars hating The Last Jedi. I would say about 75% just despise that movie.
Maybe
And
that's
then-
the vocal percentage.
Yeah, the ones online anyway. But so you have these people that hate this franchise and all, or hate where it's at right now, and what they've done with it. I never saw Solo, so I can't say personally if that movie's good or bad. I heard it was just okay. So
It was okay.
The beginning was pretty bad, but then they changed
was-
directors mid movie and it picked up from there.
really,
Yeah, once Han Solo became able to like fucking do something, it was pretty cool. Because he kind of just stood there for the first 30 minutes of the movie, and he's like, "Ugh, I know how to drive," and then he like almost dies in a car accident, and he's like, "Yeah, but now I'm a fucking professional jewelry thief or some shit, and then he moves on.
But anyway,
Is right.
they fucking put with this new trailer. You know what they've done all this shit to like Luke and all this stuff. You know that people hate. Like, oh shit, you know, we really fucked up. Here's Emperor Palpatine, and already a lot of people are like, oh, I hated this franchise now, but now that Palp's back, I'm fucking all on board, baby, and whatever. And
You know that they actually asked George Lucas the help for the ending of that.
really, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did
Can you please fix our problems?
Did he?
Are you fucking kidding me? He's literally been on set of every Star Wars movie since. And then like they ask him to leave sometimes, and he's like, "Please let me stay." Like this is his like bread and butter. If they literally ever ask him, "Hey George, can you help us with this?" It'd be fucking hell yeah, I'm right there.
Please tell me he brought Jar Jar back. Please tell me he brought Jar Jar back.
Yeah, I hope to God he does. Like truly. But someone was saying he might
hear Misa back.
That's what I'm saying. Someone was saying that fucking Palpatine might pull a Bane, and he fucking he's like literally dead, but he's so angry at the world he's not dead, and he just
Yeah.
Would you guys know about that?
Yeah, no, I know about Bane. Yeah.
Do you, Rodney?
Could you enlighten me? I've heard people talk about it, but I don't know the full story.
In the Clone Wars, it shows it.
You remember KOTOR, right? Knights of the Old Republic? All the way back then, when Darth Revan and all those other Sith Lords were made. Right before Darth Revan, and then the other one, I can't remember his name for some reason, existed, there was Bane. And he fought, murdered shit a ton of Jedi, and then he got stabbed and blown up. And he's like, fuck. Well, I don't want to die here. This world sucks. I hate this world. Fuck this world. Fuck this fucking sucky, fucky world. And then he just he reassembled his body with the dark side of the Force. And he's
wait, what?
Yeah. You know how there's Force ghosts?
Yeah.
Well, the opposite of that are Siths that reassemble themselves with nothing but the dark side. And so this motherfucker is just like, yeah, I'm alive.
But can they do anything?
Yes, he murdered fucking hundreds of Jedi.
What? Where is he now?
He helped the Sith conquer almost all of the galaxy. Then some fucker who was banished on I think it wasn't Naboo, but we're calling it Naboo. Oh, it was Mandalore. He was banished to Mandalore. That's what it was. He's coming back. They're like, fuck this guy. He's gonna fuck up our plans. So they try to kill him. They don't. They have it's 3 Siths called the Darth Triangulate. Fuck. I don't remember. I think that's right, but it's probably not. And the Master was like, yeah, I'm gonna teach you guys. Then the Bane and the other guy were like, fuck this guy. So they take his powers away from him. Yeah, they just do that. So the Sith Lord's like, all right, well, fuck you guys. I'm going to go help the Jedi. Save the Jedi. And it just becomes a huge mess. The Jedi gain strength again. Bane's like, fuck this. I've been alive for 300 years. I'm going to kill him. And then one Jedi is just like, I'm going to kick the shit out of you. Beats the shit out of him over and over. Kills him 8 or 9 times. And he's like, dude, just give up. And Bane's like, you know what? You're right. Life sucks. And then kills himself.
What?
Just like that, huh?
Yeah, he's like, you're right. It's not worth living anymore. It's it's so much longer than that and so much more convoluted.
Yeah, I imagine.
That's the best way. But everyone was like, dude, he's going to tell us about Palpatine's going to tell us about Darth Plagueis the Wise and then come back. So I'd love that.
Oh, if he did that in the new movie?
Fucking, if they literally show up at the broken Death Star and you just hear, have you ever heard the tale of Darth Plagueis the Wise? And then she's just like, huh? And he goes, oh, whoa. But in the actual books, Plagueis or Palpatine got the Darth Maul treatment. So after being blown up, he actually had a base on another planet filled with a bunch of dead bodies, and he just revived himself with the dead bodies. Luke just keeps showing up, killing him. He revived himself. Luke's like, bruh, can you not? And he's like, why don't you join me, baby? Convince Luke to join him. Luke's like, wait, oh, that's evil. Kills him again. kills all the bodies, blows up a planet. God, the fucking extended universe is
Yeah,
a
and then
mess.
and Disney took
But-
all that and was like, not canon.
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of shit that we, but so I can kind of understand the non-canon,
Mm-hmm.
but it
yeah.
didn't feel like they wrote out a story. I think they should have wrote out books and seen people's reactions of the books or what
And
they were
see
going to
how it
call
went.
canon, and then made an adaptation off of
That's
that.
smart. Yeah, I like that approach.
Yeah, but money.
Because-
They wouldn't
I
equate
mean,
to
yeah.
nearly the amount of people that would fucking go to a movie than
Are you
buy a
kidding
book.
me?
Yeah.
But exactly, but the people who buy the book are gonna
They're
go
be
to the movie.
fanatics. Yeah, they're gonna be like, they know the lore in and out, and they're gonna
Yeah,
be like,
but just
this was crap. This is not good.
well, what I'm
So-
saying is, those people were gonna go see the movie anyway because it has the name Star Wars on it.
No, 100%.
Yeah, but then they literally could have sold the book money on top of it. That's fucking gravy.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not saying don't make the movie. I'm saying make the movie after the book. Like, George Lucas, the main reason the first movie was so hated was because of how different it was from the book, because the book was fucking rated abysmally. The book was like, everyone was like, I don't understand what is going on in this book. And so they're like, all right, we're going to swap out how the book goes in the movie. Well, I mean, it wasn't just the book, because everyone hated the CGI too. And Kid Anakin for some fucking reason.
And
But-
Jar Jar. Unfortunately.
Well, it was like in the first movie, everyone was like, eh. And then the second movie, where he's an important character, everyone's like, fuck him. I thought that was a joke. George, I thought you got me with a joke. You did not. You just made me mad.
I thought they hated him more in the first movie, so they put him in
Yeah, they
less
did.
in the second.
they really hated him, and then
Because
there's the
that's
the
the
whole-
theory is that
the
Jar
whole
Jar
theory that he
was
was,
gonna be the
George,
fucking
yeah.
yeah.
and then
I mean,
he-
that's
that's
100%. That's 100%. That's real.
Yeah, that's
not a,
almost confirmed. The guy
not
who
a
played
theory.
Jar Jar had a script telling him, he's like,
Yeah.
there was so much more to this character, and I lost half my lines during the thing.
Mhm.
because they hate him so much in the first movie, so they just
Yeah,
cut
they
him
really
almost-
disliked him, and then when they fucking made him a senator in the second movie, everyone was like, this was not a joke. Are you fucking kidding me? And so they just kind of literally stripped him from the third movie.
Wow.
Yeah, he's only-
I
he's
feel
only
like they
has,
should
one or
they
two
should have
scenes.
just they should have just stuck with it. I
Yeah,
think.
I think
I
George
mean-
Lucas says he regrets he didn't go all or nothing on it, but I don't know. It would have been completely different. Palpatine might not have been
It would have been
the
Jar Jar,
strongest
man. It
Sith Lord.
would have been Jar Jar.
Yeah, but Palpatine being the strongest Sith Lord is like my favorite because of power.
Mhm.
Have you seen Snap Crackle Pop, Richard or Mickey?
Woos.
I don't think I can't say I have.
What? No. What is that?
There's a really hilarious parody with Speak and Spell, like how Stephen
Text
Hawking
to speech.
speaks.
God.
I like Speak and Spell because it makes it worse.
Yeah, it does.
But basically, they put text to speech of everything that has been said in that scene of Palpatine electrocuting Mace Windu with lightning.
Oh yeah.
No,
It's-
they turned
oh.
the subtitles because when it says swishing sound for lightsabers, it goes swoosh. It's
I
fucking
think
good.
I've seen pieces of it.
I've almost
I do
guaranteed
remember that.
I showed this to you guys. But another thing, the guy who made Stephen Hawking's text-to-speech thing actually fucking was dedicated to that and worked 10 years on that shit.
That's cool.
Wow.
And then he developed some disease, which made him lose. I think he lost his ability to speak, so he finished it right before he
Probably
died.
Shouldn't laugh at
And
that.
that's the main reason Stephen Hawking never used a different voice. It's because he's
Wow.
like, my best friend Dave made this for me.
Bruh.
Ooh,
I didn't know he
What
had
the
more
hell?
voices.
Well, he didn't,
feels.
because he only used Dave's.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, but like people offered him and all this shit, and he just turned it down.
Yeah, he could have opted. Yeah, I mean, easily. Like, think about it now. How many different voices do you have for Google Translate?
Yeah, you got an accent if you wanted and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry to all the French people, but if you knew that was you, you deserved it.
For what? What'd the French do?
You know what they fucking did.
No, I don't. Aside from the French fry, I love that shit.
That was the Danish who made that.
Then why did they call it French?
Make fun of you.
What?
They didn't make fun of you. Anyways, you want to know why I dislike French? Because if
French.
you ever try to spell a French word, you're doomed before you start.
Oof.
You're probably
You guys
right.
want to spell do? The number 2, do.
D-U-E.
I could do we.
You forgot the X.
We is like.
Fuck, I forgot there's an X.
Yeah, there's an X.
We is like O-U-I, right? Or just
Maybe.
O-I?
Anyone want to spell 80?
Yeah, no thank you.
I'll
Yeah.
pass.
By the way, there's a G in there.
Respect to the French spellers.
There's a G and a T in there.
How come we don't all speak the same language?
Because
Probably geographic.
Americans are trying to force that upon people, and we're taking too long.
No, I'm serious. Like,
Jesus.
not even if it wasn't the English. Like, if we all spoke the same language, like from the get-go.
You know how fucking hard that is?
The reason is because a lot of the early humans that were roaming around and bumbling around, since we were all geographically separated from migrations and things like that.
Oh, all had their
When-
own shit. Yeah, that makes sense.
Correct. Yeah, because like the spear and other stuff like that was independently invented in multiple places in the world. So language derivations appeared basically as like, hey, we need to communicate. We don't know anybody else here. Let's talk in this way. And you find somebody else from another island or continent, and you're like, whoa, your clicky clack is not our clicky clack.
Waka waka, what are you trying to say, you fucking bumbling idiot?
Basically. So everyone's
Yeah.
just like, no matter who
But
you are, you got it wrong.
The main reason we still don't share the same language even in the 21st century is because we can't pick which language we were supposed to share.
So we're like slowly trying to implement English everywhere. I see.
No, we're not trying, or we're fucking succeeding. And B, the Europeans are doing most of our work for us. God bless.
God bless Europe, dude.
Yeah, but the other thing is, it's like, if they're like, okay, everyone needs to learn to speak German, it's like, okay, cool. Hey you, random hillbilly guy, speak German. And
That
they go,
really reminds me of the Wolfenstein scene.
Oh, yeah,
that's yeah.
if the Nazis had won World War II, let me start that over. If the Nazis had
There
won
you go.
World War II, would we
Uh-huh.
all be speaking German today? Like the whole world?
I mean, no.
If- Is the
Only if they
Wolfenstein
conquer the
timeline
rest of the
true?
I mean, I assume they would. Who else would have fucking? If
Dude,
America,
let me
Britain,
put
and
it-
Russia lost to Germany and Japan.
Let me put it this way: even if Germany successfully conquered Russia and Britain, the odds of them conquering us are very, very low. They have to send boats thousands of miles to get to our shore. And we have a very good navy.
Yeah.
So that's only if their boats reach us, let alone troops. Troops are not getting to us.
Well, that's
They have to secure all those little islands near us just to get fuel for their planes to get anywhere near us.
That's kind of what that show, The Man in the High Castle, is about. Like, if we had lost World War II, and so everyone's thinking, okay, how the fuck would we lose? Well, they just said, oh, Hitler discovered the A-bomb before we did and dropped it on DC, and so boom,
I
they
wouldn't
went.
make us surrender though.
Well, it didn't make in the lore of that show. It didn't make him surrender because the show takes place like 20 or 30 years, like in the 60s or the 70s. But it's a pretty good show. But
It just would have expanded our draft from every male above 18 to every human being in America who has thumbs. Congratulations, son. You're old enough to hold a gun. Get into war.
it's kind of interesting, like the theoretical shit from that. Like
Oh,
what our world would be like today if Germany had won.
It either suck or
Europe
be a
would be
utopia.
different. I know that for sure.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. The internet would probably be non-existent.
You think so?
If the American innovation that happened after the war didn't happen, the world would be pretty different. Plus, any
the
other
Japanese
innovation that happened in the other
innovation?
places of the world.
Yeah, we had a huge influence on Japan's technical innovation, so they really wouldn't have cared about that if they were just in the middle of conquering.
Yeah.
And yeah, they probably would have just continued to be shogunates. in a sense. Obviously not actually, because they got rid of that a long time ago. But I don't think, because I mean, Taiwan would probably not be focused on being our major producer for most goods either.
For like electronics and stuff.
No, for everything, for fabrics, plastics, rubbers.
Yeah, China's the biggest importer we have, though.
Yeah, but
For sure.
you know what Taiwan is?
Hmm.
China. Taiwan is actually a part of China. China does not recognize Taiwan as a different country.
But I thought
China.
it was.
Fun fact is China can't
Well,
watch
we
TNT
do.
videos.
We, the United States recognize Taiwan as a different country. That's why they like to send us stuff.
Rodney.
The UN recognizes Taiwan as a country.
Wait, how
Probably.
is something not a country? If like it is.
So,
This
like,
is one of the most technical questions ever.
Yeah.
Because Hong Kong is the most country-like city that is not a country.
Wait, what?
Versus the Vatican, which is the most city-like country that isn't a city.
Because in Hong Kong, the royal family used to live in Hong Kong.
Not
So
only
they
that,
have
but they have their own separate type of government.
Yeah, that's why. Since the royal family's there, they get to make their own local laws in Hong Kong. So it's a very capitalistic place, and the quality of life is a hell of a lot better than anywhere else.
Then
Well,
As soon as you
around
step
if you have
outside
money.
Hong Kong, yeah, if you have money. But if you step
Yeah.
outside of Hong Kong, it gets straight back to the communist China.
Wow.
Like you know how we have like hoods in America, Richard?
Yeah.
Imagine the hood, but instead of like you actually having a house, you live in someone else's garage as their slave. It's like that.
Hmm.
Or so I'm told. But yeah, Vatican
Are you
City
allowed
is a
to talk
country,
about the
but Hong Kong is not.
Are you allowed to talk about the Tiananmen Square in Hong Kong?
It's
Probably.
still frowned upon, but you could probably get away with it. I know
Yeah.
the really funny thing about it is recently in PUBG, if people were getting
Yeah,
really pissed with all the
We talked
Chinese,
about
You gotta
that.
watch our podcast. We talked about this.
and
Yeah,
then they
that was
just
good.
post Tiananmen Square, and yeah,
Bro, one of our videos is called Demon Square.
I
really?
don't think it's called that, but we do mention
Shut
it.
Well,
Fun
there goes
fact-
the Asian market.
Yeah, TFT is
2 videos in a row.
China...
We are not Chinese friendly.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
Man, that's funny. Well,
For
we've been
legal
going on
reasons,
for-
that's a joke.
Yeah. We've been going on for about an hour. Anything else I want to talk about before we close out?
Mickey hasn't said like anything.
Yeah, Mickey, you've been kind of just like back there, just absorbing everything that we've been saying and not.
Yep.
Are you even there? Oh, okay.
Yes.
How
Well-
dare you assume Mickey's not there?
Well,
is there anything you would like to talk about? Because I feel like you don't
Or
know
ask.
a lot about the subjects that we are talking about.
that's exactly why I was silent.
I mean,
I was just listening, consuming what y'all were saying. I just didn't have anything to,
To tribute,
you
that's
know.
fine.
I mean, you
contribute.
can always add something. It's not.
I
It doesn't have
really.
to be necessarily factually right. Like, if anyone who fucking reads all the Star Wars books listens to this, I'm gonna get a bunch of shit talk about. It wasn't even Bane. It was Kylo Ren. By the way,
Oh,
Knights of
I don't
Kylo
have anything
Ren.
to say.
Disappointed in those is gonna happen.
Wasn't that what?
They're gonna introduce the Knights of Kylo Ren. I'm pretty sure are in the cover,
Oh, really?
In the
Yeah.
cover of what?
the new movie.
Oh, cool. Well, that's enough about stars. Do you got anything you want to talk about, Mickey? Anything
Add
interesting?
something.
No.
Anything.
Just not even like to talk shit about anything?
I really don't. I mean, I guess I do. I do have something.
Okay, not BTS related?
Huh?
Not BTS related?
Boys
Never
that
mind.
suck, or
Yeah. Boys that suck, that's a
Never
good...
mind.
That's pretty good,
what is it
Nick.
supposed to stand for?
I don't even know.
Beyond the Scene.
Mm.
It originally stood for their name in Korean, Bangtan Sonyeondan, which is Bulletproof Boy Scouts, but no one can say that.
Bong
So-
Tong Sung the Young.
Bangtan
Bulletproof Boy
Sonyeondan.
Scout. Okay, Bulletproof Boy Scouts is actually kind of cool. That
Yeah,
sounds like a metal
it's
name.
the reason why is because
just a little bit.
they are not letting how shitty society is and the government and education system and shit. They're not letting that get to them. They fight back against that. They have. I could go on for a while, but what I was going to talk about is that their new music video that came out just yesterday hit 100 million views in 1 day and 14 hours. Whereas
Well, they better share some of those views. We are half the reason they're famous.
the previous music video that hit 100 million views took a little over 2.5 days. So
Do you think they're gonna be the next Gangnam Style?
maybe.
Maybe.
Do you think they got
I
their
mean,
own
they
song?
collaborated with Halsey. She's huge.
Fuck is Halsey?
Yeah, I don't know
Like
who that is.
Commander Halsey from Halo, or
That's what I thought, man.
See, this is why I didn't say anything. 'Cause...
yeah, but look, this added so much topic.
Yeah, come on, Mickey. Well, we do have to shut this shit down because I will have to leave here pretty soon. So.
Yeah. That was my contribution.
I'm not going to be here next week, so if we don't have a podcast next week, then it's because you guys were not able to do it without me.
Well, I probably just won't do it. Not either. Wonton soup. WTS.
Why?
This is like BTS, but I couldn't think of something.
No! Stop! I should have kept my mouth shut.
How about boys that shit? Let's name this.
Stop! Stop!
Boys, that shit! Boy,
That's
that
so
shit!
mean!
Oh, man, that's a... that's a
Fuck.
good one.
Or congratulations, boys that shit. I mean, they did do 100 million views, so good job. We haven't done that yet. We haven't done that yet on our whole channel.
Yeah, I think we're up to 15,000.
Let's go 100 views!
Wow, that's funny. That is really funny.
I'm a funny guy.
Alright, well,
Oh my god.
this has been the Team Fish Taco podcast that we like to call the Titanic. Because this shit is just, we're going downhill.
This is a collusion of metals aiming for an
Jesus.
iceberg.
Mickey, you're there?
I was not there!
Yeah, you definitely were, because that was the first episode.
Never mind, I was there.
Alright, well, my name is Richard.
Thanks, guys, for having me on.
Dude, no problem.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.